everybody, it's Sherri Tutkus, the GreenNurse from GreenNurse Group at Irie Bliss Wellness, located at 221 Union Street in Rockland, Massachusetts. And this is a special edition of GreenNurse on the Go, living your best life. I want to thank Sandy Bernier and Irie Bliss Wellness for sponsoring the GreenNurse this past year. Sandy and I met a few years ago when she was just opening up her business. I want to say happy 3rd anniversary, Sandy.
Thank you.
And we met through a mutual friend. And in 2019, I wanted to profile a company in the community that was doing great things for patients, educating and empowering patients, offering multiple holistic tools, and more importantly, providing high-quality CBD products that are now Cannabis nurse approved. Our missions and visions have aligned, and I'm so grateful that we've started this collaboration, and we're going to be exploring more of this new educational and resource center at Irie Bliss Wellness. Welcome, Sandy.
Hi, Sherri. Thanks for having me.
It's been quite a year.
It has, yeah.
We've done so much.
We're shooting the show right here at home today.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And we're so grateful that you have taken the Green Nurses under your wing, and you are helping to support our charitable mission to relieve suffering and improve quality of life. We are so grateful for that.
But like you said, our missions aligned, and I'm like a patient magnet, kind of. Like I'm a magnet for people that want to learn about this plant, and I'm only one person, and I do not have a medical background. I can talk about the plant all day, but I really felt like I needed the GreenNurse Group to better serve my customers, to give them that support and advice, and especially sometimes be the liaison between the doctors or the naysayers or the other family members that might not be on board with using cannabis during treatment, or, to help alleviate your suffering.
Yes. For the new people that are just tuning in, let's talk about the beginning of Irie Bliss Wellness. Happy 3rd anniversary. You evolved in such an amazing way. I'm so honored to be on your bus, as the song goes. Get on the bus, get on the cannabis.
I've got
right?
The camper, the camper, the Irie Bliss camper.
Yes. So, why did you start Irie Bliss?
Well, I started, my business is turning 3 in a week. Officially, I had to come out of the cannabis closet as a mom. My children are now 5 and 7. So I essentially had the decision I wanted to make. Am I going to have a 3rd child, or am I going to pursue my passion in the business world? And I decided that it was time to just take the leap and create a safe space where people could come together and learn about the plant that had changed my life so much, frankly.
Yeah. How has the plant changed your life?
Well, as the saying goes, if you have to feel it to heal it, and as much as, there's pharmaceuticals and there's talk therapy and there's all these other tools, I find using cannabis for deeper contemplation and meditation and being able to actually just sit, with myself. And, we've all had, traumatic experiences. We've all had emotional, experiences, and we've all had physical damage, done to our bodies. And cannabis helps me on all of those levels.
Yes. And that's important. The GreenNurse Group is all about biopsychosocial spiritual healing, mind, body, and spirit. And so that's the part that's so cool about our visions that have aligned, is because not only does Irie Bliss support cannabinoids and plant medicine, but you also support other areas in healing modalities, across the spectrum. Because as we know, the endocannabinoid system, is affected by multiple factors. And so health and wellness tools that go along with plant medicine is really important. And that's the part that's amazing about what you do in the community, is that you support other local businesses that are supporting patients.
Exactly. And I think we're also helping to end the stigma. And part of the reason why I wanted to get into CBD was because I saw the ability to help children. I saw the ability to help older folks who maybe, have never used cannabis traditionally. And I also saw it as a way to get into the cannabis industry with a lot less red tape and a lot less money. I didn't have a ton of resources. I started this with my credit card. And I didn't want to have to take on investors, and I didn't want to get in over my head. I really wanted to be still like a one-woman, army. And CBD just really, again, I've seen the positive impact it has had on so many people's lives. And if I have the capacity to, expand and change and help more lives, it's just a dream come true for me. This whole space, this whole concept was really just a dream, you know, 3 years ago.
And what an amazing dream, you know, manifesting health on all levels. You know, it's amazing. So 2019 has been an amazing year of growth and expansion. Would you care to share with our viewers what's happened in 2019?
Gosh, well, so many things. In 2019, we got to, you know, participate in Levitate Music Festival, which was really an affirmation that, you know, cannabis is crossing over into the mainstream. You know, we continue to do mainstream garden shows, and we a little bit offbeat, you know, different fairs and psychic events. And, you know, every place that we go, we're just, you know, we're very well received, and we keep getting asked back. So, you know, we're just continuing to figure out where, you know, we should, you know, be. And so whether it's a farmer's market or whether you have a business and you would like Sherri and I to come in and educate either your staff on health and wellness and self-care and how CBD can play a part in that, whether you're a firefighter or a police officer and you're struggling with PTSD, you know, we're here, and we would love to, you know, explore more avenues this year for, you know, community outreach. Yes.
And remember what we did last year? The part that was great is even the medical community has been reaching out to us. You know,
the
pain
day.
centers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We got to, Sherri did an amazing like 50 slide presentation. It took an hour, maybe an hour and a half to a couple at least 100 nurses. And, you know, having the mainstream medical community reach out to us and say, hey, we're interested in this alternative has been, again, it's been life-changing. You know, I feel like I'm like being taken seriously.
And that's the part that's great, is because what we're doing is cannabinoid therapeutics, and cannabis is rooted in science and nourished by knowledge. And the knowledge has to do with the experiences that patients have, caregivers have, and those different types of experiences that are shared. That's what is fueling research. So that's the part that's so cool. So you've been doing this for a long time. You've been helping a lot of people. And here we are at 221 Union Street, Irie Bliss Wellness, the Educational Resource Center. So we're going to tour the space.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, we are a members-only private club. It sounds, you know, a little more uppity than it really is.
But there's a reason for it.
There's a couple of reasons for it. Yeah, I mean, you know, basically with all of the everything, you know, that's going on with the FDA and MDR and everything like that, it's like I'm just going to slow down, and I don't have to sell CBD to the public. People come in, we get to know them. We have a personal relationship. You know, we do ask, you know, if people are taking medications, and we, you know, we get down to the nitty gritty. People cry here.
Oh, you know, the transformation that we've seen in people has been incredible.
Yeah, the relief. I'm so excited to show you the space.
Yes. So the Educational Resource Center at Irie Bliss Wellness. Let's go on a tour.
So come on. So this is the members only area at Irie Bliss.
And this is room 1, where the magic happens at Irie Bliss Wellness.
The CBD Boutique.
The CBD Boutique. The part that I really love about the boutique, there's a lot of different things about the CBD Boutique. One of them has to do with that you provide something for everyone. You know, that's one thing we'll talk about. The other thing is that you provide lab results. Certificate of analysis is so important when patients are shopping for high quality CBD products.
And we found labs the other day from 2017. I was like, see, Sherri, I've been testing stuff for 3 years.
That is really, really important. So I always educate patients when they're working with CBD products is to make sure that the product is tested. Certificate of analysis is very important. We like to go with the flow. What is flow? Flower. CBD coming from flowering strains of hemp, which is the female plant, where all the medicine is, you know, that's in those trichomes, is rich with all different types of cannabinoids and terpenes, you know, flowering strains, flower. Oh, organic, or as much as possible, trying to prevent pesticides on our plant. You know, organic is huge, and it's so much better. Whole plant is very important. Sourcing our products from whole plant. FLOW, lab tested. Lab tested for purity and potency. We want to know the cannabinoids, the terpenes, and we want to know if there's any residual solvents or any contaminants in the product. And Sandy provides that here at Irie Bliss. She has a lab book right on the front desk.
Right. I won't buy, like, basically I have to see the master labs of the master batch, you know, before any of that gets put into the products to make tinctures or to make topicals. And, you know, we know our sources.
Well, that's the part that's really cool too, is that you even brought me to the farm to meet the farmers that actually create and produce the hemp to make your oil.
Let's see, right here.
Here we go.
We visited, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, we use multiple farms, but We visited these babies when they were in the ground.
Yeah, we did. We actually did a show.
Lifter, you know, so Lifter will be going into some of the products, Remedy, Suzy Q, ACDC, Cherry Wine. It's been really fun to learn about, you know, hemp strains, because I feel like everyone has been talking about the different medicinal benefits of medical marijuana, which I like say that term loosely, because it's all medical, you know, any cannabis sativa, cannabis indica, actually, right? Cannabis indica is all of the medicinal strains, and cannabis sativa is technically like for rope and for building material. You know, there's different strains of hemp. So we're having a lot of fun learning about that and letting people come in. It's like scratch and sniff. You know, you can open the jar, you can squeeze the different types of hemp and smell them and really become familiar with their distinctness. You know, different terpenes and, you know, different climates will create very, very different smelling flowers.
Yes.
It's pretty cool to see.
I know, it's amazing. And the plant, for people that are new, you know, the plant has over 500 compounds, 120 cannabinoids, 200 terpenes, which are found in fruits and vegetables, essential fatty acids, a pure balance of omega-3 to omega-6, bioflavonoids that act as antioxidants. And so we truly feel as a collaboration that this is a phytobotanical nutrient because it supports our endocannabinoid system, which is the largest neuroregulatory system in our body that regulates all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitters that give messages to these body systems to either do something or to stop doing something. That's
homeostasis.
Homeostasis, that's right.
The magic word.
So let's talk about the part that I'm really impressed is that you offer something for everyone. Mm-hmm. So, you know, what I really, really found compelling is that how you would say to me, Sherri, what do patients need? What do patients want? You know, what are they looking for? What are their ailments?
Well, I was that patient, you know,
Me
and
too.
frankly, my kitty was one of those patients. He had herpes flare-ups when he would get stressed out. So before we would travel, I started giving him CBD. And so that is how the spirit animal tincture was born, because frankly, I needed a tincture for cats for myself.
Right.
And so all of these products are things that I've either created because I needed them or somebody else came to me with a need. And we said, hey, you know, why not throw some arnica in that lotion, you know, or why not come up with a, you know, sensual massage oil after, you know, some ladies asked if I had a solution for postmenopausal vaginal dryness. I mean, I never know who's going to walk into the center next and what their need is going to be, but we're open to finding a solution. I'm like a problem solver, you know. That's my thing.
She is such a problem solver, which is just amazing. So let's just talk about a little bit of the few products that are out there. You know, there were some questions that were coming in that whole plant, full spectrum is the best. However, research shows that the whole of the plant is greater than its individual parts. However, I don't want to discount the other cannabinoids and how they can bring relief to multiple symptoms and how they can have therapeutic potential value for multiple people and multiple conditions. So for example, CBD isolate is the isolated compound of CBD, right? They take the plant out, it's one thing, remember, out of the 500, right? And so here's a product that you have, Goddess Oil. Mm-hmm. You created this.
Yeah, it's just a massage oil. Nothing to see here. No, really, it's for, you know, it's for personal use. It's for self-love. It's for partnership love.
I put it on my face.
Oh my gosh, you can use it under your eyes in the morning for puffiness. It's kind of also like put it in your diaper bag and use it. It's like it should be in every mom's diaper bag. You can use it on diaper rash. You could use it on, you know, yourself up for a bug bite, a burn, a scrape. You know, and it's nice because there's no essential oils in this, and we needed a bare
compounds
product that had nothing else in it because, you know, a lot of people do have allergies. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that you can't discount is people who need to pass a drug test. They 100% are terrified of having even trace amounts of THC in their products, and so we need to have something for those people too.
Yep. And so what I've found, you know, very beneficial, I've had some clients report that this has been like an overall SOS type of a product because they can use it on their skin. They can use it for personal use. They can use it actually if they have migraines, they rub it on their head or the back of their neck. Mm-hmm. And I've had patients actually tell me that they squirt it under their tongue because you can take it orally.
Then use it on your wrist after a long night of guitar playing.
Right, there you go. Right. So that's CBD isolate. And then the next thing is broad spectrum CBD. So broad spectrum CBD is whole plant, 0 THC. Mm-hmm. And so we have a product here. Sandy?
Anything actually with the white label is a broad spectrum.
Yep.
And we have one with vitamin C added, one with vitamin D added, one with elderberry echinacea vitamin C. So we're trying to provide this overall, you know, we don't want to use the word supplement. Heaven forbid we call it a supplement, but we
Nutrient.
it's like food to me. I think
Yeah.
of it as food, definitely.
I do too. And the reason why is because it works on so many different things at the same time, the way nutrition does, very similar. So then we have full spectrum. So full spectrum is whole plant, including the trace amounts of THC that is legal to be sold. One of my favorite products that you created based on your broad spectrum, I said, hey, let's make this a full spectrum, amp up the milligrams, and let's see what happens. It's been a hot seller.
Oh my God, it's my favorite.
Elderberry, echinacea, vitamin C. These things support the endocannabinoid system, help to upregulate the endocannabinoid system, and actually help make the CBD work better. And having the trace amounts of THC, we're just seeing amazing results.
Overall immune support.
Overall immune support. And then a new one, which I find is really fun. And this is great for patients and families. It's water-soluble CBD, which is a really cool product. So water-soluble CBD is what they do. They do nanotechnology with sound waves, hit the particles. I just dropped my papers. That's okay. And so the bioavailability is supposed to be a little bit better. CBD generally is oil. So if you put a CBD oil in water, it's going to float. But this actually emulsifies nicely in water, so people can put it in their water, their juice, their smoothies, their soups, their foods, their coffee, their tea.
This is an attempt to actually cut down on plastic waste. I, all of a sudden, had developed like a really dangerous addiction to grabbing the CBD water bottles on my way out the door just because it was convenient. And then I'm like, oh my God, like I've never bought plastic water bottles like this in my life. So what we realized, do you want to do the math on this?
Oh yeah, so the math. So it's really cool. I wish I had a bottle of water. So a CBD water with 5 milligrams of CBD in it would cost $5. This has 600 bottles of water. So if you imagine if you bought a $5 bottle of water, right, with 5 milligrams of CBD, 600 of them would be $3,000. And this product's only $200.
And
so
all of those plastic bottles.
all of those plastic bottles.
Right? So now
Exactly.
this is 600 days of putting a drop in your water and just getting it into your gut and getting it into you in a different way. We do recommend that you take CBD in a bunch of different ways.
Yes.
So under the tongue, topical, smoking or
Ingestion.
vaping if that's something that you're open to, or actual straight getting it into your gut.
Because-
so for Crohn's disease and other ailments,
Especially autoimmune conditions. Getting, activating a whole different set of receptors in your gut, your CB2 receptors in your immune system to decrease inflammation. It's been a really, really great product. And the part that's great too, which I love, is that families, so depending upon, as nurses, we give recommendations, of dosing ranges based on substantiation and research. So if we have a family that comes in that wants to try it, dad can have his specific dose, mom can have her dose. I've had them use it on dogs, which has been really great. So this has been just, oh yeah, new hot one. SOS, SOS. So this is the new one that just came out, which the nurses are all loving. Sos Lotion. Sandy, why did you start this one?
Well, honestly, this was actually presented to me as a face moisturizer at first, and it just felt so cooling and so smooth. And I was like, why don't we just add arnica, put it in a bigger container, put a pump on it. Frankly, we had a lot of older folks coming in saying they were having a hard time with the salve consistency, like being able to, rub it into sore joints. They were finding it to be painful. And the last thing I want to do is cause pain when somebody's trying to put their CBD on. So the lotion, it's very thin, and it doesn't really matter how thin your skin is now. It's a game changer for people with osteoarthritis. Arnica is just great for inflammation and bruising, and it's an amazing pain reliever as well as CBD. So it complements nicely.
It complements very nicely. And so the CBD and Hemp Boutique has multiple products. I mean, we have shown we've got salves, lotion, tinctures, creams, soaps, oils,
Edibles,
gummies, dog treats,
lollipops, capsules.
flour.
But yeah, let's continue with the tour. We've
Let's
got so much
continue
more
with
to
the
see.
tour. All right.
Okay, so just down the hall, if you want to follow me into room 2, otherwise known as the Heart Cave. Oh, look, we have Sherri again.
Hey, everybody. It's your favorite GreenNurse.
Yeah, so my little space here is just where I keep all my resource books, and I allow people to sit, have a cup of tea. We'll do consults, obviously, and sometimes we have to come up with custom formulations for people because we still don't have on the shelf what people need sometimes.
Yes.
Whether it be, oh, my friend just harvested some oregano. And frankly, people give me supplies and herbs and herbs and herbs and herbs. But every herb that's in here has actually been donated to the collective, and it's just really fun to do little experiments and, different decarb experiments and, what's going to happen if we, want to make a new and improved eczema solution, so this is where we manifest and we think, we hang out.
So what do you see the future, 2020, what's going to happen in 2020? What are we looking to do? How are we looking, these new services that we want to help other people?
Really new for us is we are now doing the medical card certifications at a reduced rate for the next month. We have a $150 special where you get the support of a nurse. And I'm not knocking the patient system. I just know that when I became a patient, there wasn't really a lot of follow-up.
Oh.
There was definitely education provided at the time of the appointment, but there was really no ongoing support. And I think a lot of folks need that.
Yeah, and I want to touch upon that a little bit too, because, that's why I created the GreenNurse group. It took me 2 years to figure out how to make cannabis and cannabinoid therapeutics work for me so I could get back to functioning and to get off my pharmaceuticals. So that's the part. And I really, truly feel that cannabis is about community. And so having a space to educate and to teach and to certify and to bring patients what they want and need, because honestly, it's not about me, it's about the patient. And we ask them what's important to them. How do you want to live your life? What do you need? Cannabis has been legal medically since 2012. It's been adult use since 2016. So there's a lot of options for people. And so that's what we want to do, is bring people what they want and need and to help them get educated, to decrease the stigma and to help improve the quality of their lives.
That's right. Yeah. And we have an exciting event going on this weekend that actually helps strengthen this community approach that you're talking about for mental health and healthcare.
Yeah, so positively processing perception was started by the Cannabis Nurse Navigator and the Sober Junkie. Really, really powerful tool for post-traumatic growth. So post-traumatic growth has to do with patients or people that have experienced traumatizing events in their life. And what happens is, as they work through that, they see positive changes in their mental, emotional, spiritual self. And so positively processing perception helps people to continue to process difficult emotions so they can continue on their path of post-traumatic growth.
So the group meets this Sunday,
Yes.
and then is it once a month?
So Sunday, January 19th, and then we're going to be doing it monthly. So the next one after that would be February 16th. And if you follow our social media pages and sign up for our newsletters, we're going to be providing that information as well.
Great. So this was room 2. We're going to move on.
We're going to move on.
I don't know if you can pan around, but we can actually get into your room. So the Heart Cave opens up into room 3, otherwise known as the nurse's office, the GreenNurse's office, which makes it the best kind of nurse's office ever. And look who we have here. GreenNurse Jody arrived straight from Framingham, F-Town.
GreenNurse on the go. On the go. GreenNurse Jody has been with me from the very beginning. It's been an amazing ride.
Yeah, pretty much 2 years. I think this year is how long I've been with you, right?
2-year anniversary.
Wow. Yeah.
So incredible. So GreenNurse Group, we're a whole health nonprofit consulting agency of registered nurses. We're also medical cannabis patients. We educate, we advocate, and we teach on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabinoids and other wellness tools to help upregulate the endocannabinoid system for optimal health and wellness. I've said that a few times.
And so you asked me this. Now I'm going to ask you, what was your favorite event of 2019?
Woo! NOLA.
Right.
What was NOLA?
New Orleans. So basically, the American Cannabis Nurses Association, which is a nonprofit organization of registered nurses that are becoming cannabis nurses. They are all about education, empowerment, bringing nurses together. And so they had their first inaugural conference where there was over 300 cannabis nurses across the country that came together for education, learning, collaboration, networking.
It was amazing. 3 days of it.
Wow.
3 days of education all day long.
Yeah.
So what'd you learn, ladies? What'd you learn?
What we learned, I can tell you.
I'm going to It was so fun. I mean, there was so much, a wealth of information and so much more. I mean, it's changing every day.
And GreenNurse, Marissa, we got to do a plug. She presented. That was the part that was amazing. So Marissa Fertoni, holistic nurse mama, she presented on cannabis, breastfeeding, and pregnancy.
Oh, we get those questions all the time. Is it safe? Is it safe?
Is it safe?
That's
And we're gonna actually, Jody and I are gonna do a little segment later on OBGYN, talking to your doctor, the legalities, what you need to think about.
I actually wear 2 caps. I am a cannabis activist, but in the hospital, I'm a labor and delivery nurse, and it's not quite so accepted there. And there are policies, and policies have to be followed. I have to follow them. So that's a cap I wear in the hospital. So you have to educate wisely, because the education is needed.
Endless.
Everywhere. I mean,
Well, tune into that segment. That's going to be a hot one. I'll be sharing that one.
So back to NOLA. I want to get back to the New Orleans and American Cannabis Nurse Association. So what we learned the most is that cannabis nurses, there are people that are out there that are so interested and want to do this. The reason why nurses want to do this is because once you learn about the endocannabinoid system, you cannot unlearn it.
There's no going back.
There's no going back, so cannabis is rooted in science and nourished by knowledge. The endocannabinoid system is the most important neuroregulatory system in our body, and it gets upregulated and downregulated by multiple different things. And so cannabis nursing is much more than just the plant. The plant is a part of the pie, but everything that we're doing and not doing in our lives as far as health and wellness is concerned affects that regulatory system and how it works.
Well, that's right. And then, aside from that, you guys have the, experience that a lot of these nurses are looking to, they're seeking to find. Like, they don't have a lot of the real life experience because they might live in a state where they have not been able to practice cannabis nursing or even, recommend it legally, or the person has to go get it on the street because there's still so many states that don't even have a medical program. Yep. So I'm sure you heard a lot of stories about nurses who were just devastated at the state of affairs politically in different states.
So this year is the year of the nurse. 2020 is the year of the nurse. We're celebrating Florence Nightingale 200th anniversary. So she would be very, very proud of the cannabis nursing. Yes, she would, because she was all about holistic health and healing, and bringing, healing communities. And the nursing movement is really, it's starting to be embraced. The National Council State Boards of Nursing have come up with 6 essential areas of knowledge that nurses must have in order to be effective nurses. And that's really powerful. And eventually, what we're looking for nurses to be tested on their nursing board exams on the endocannabinoid system, like I said, because it is the most important system in the body. So that's really important. The other thing I'm going to kind of have to brag about a little bit is the GreenNurse group. We wrote a chapter in the first cannabis nursing textbook that's going to be published in 2021. Our chapter was Chapter 9, which is the Cannabis Nurse Experience. And what we share in there is our stories of how we became cannabis nurses, what we did, and actually what we do now, which is going to be really, really powerful.
We have so much to add to it now, too. I mean, just over the past few months.
Another book.
I was going to say, every time a book comes out, is it outdated?
Well, that's with research. That's the part that I love about research, is the minute a research study is finished, you might have, your results, but however, it's outdated.
So what's our call to action now with the nurses?
So the call to action for the nurses now is that if you are a registered nurse that is interested in consulting and learning about CBD and how to effectively, have change, being a change agent in your community, and you want to learn how to consult and you want to learn how to recommend high quality CBD products, we're going to be starting a GreenNurse Bliss program, to be able to provide that to them.
You have discounts on products, margins to, make a little bit for your time, which is always nice, as, everybody needs a side hustle.
Yes,
just saying. But ladies, thank you so much for everything that you do. And I have to say that I am honored to be your main sponsor.
Oh, and we are honored to have you as a sponsor. And, Sandy, this has just been an incredible ride, an incredible journey. We are just getting started. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. The 2020 is the year of health, self-care, really bringing people to the forefront and educating and empowering people in the community. Community healing is important. This is where the plant started. The plant started in the community. And granted, everyone should have a choice as to how they use the plant. Granted, dispensaries are great. However, we want to reach people that are afraid. We want to reach people that don't know nothing about the plant. And so that's why we're getting into the communities to try to help people get new levels of wellness.
It's definitely noticed and it's definitely appreciated.
All
So
right.
thank you.
Very good.
All right, so guys, we're going to continue the tour.
Manifestation Station.
Yes, Manifestation Station is just located in the back of the building. Okay, so follow me. All right, that was a little glimpse inside the GreenNurse Group's office. Now, if you follow me back here, this is what we like to call Manifestation Station, Formulation Station.
Magic.
Basically where the magic happens. Yeah, this is where I tinker. This is where I play. If there's one thing my kids have taught me, it's spend more time playing.
Oh my God.
That's what I do at work, basically.
Absolutely. And you've created some magic for me. CBD has been a huge game changer in my life because, as a patient with over 15 medical problems, I was on over 16 pharmaceuticals. Using THC and CBD together has been a game changer, and your products have really allowed me to lower my THC doses because I'm getting more of the whole plant and the different cannabinoids and the things that you're sourcing out for patients. So I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I'm happy to help.
So this has been an incredible tour of Irie Bliss Wellness, 221 Union Street in Rockland, Massachusetts. I'm eternally grateful for your sponsorship and for your ability and willingness to help the green nurses grow in the community across the country. I want to just say I bow to the light in you.
Thank you. We got this.
Namaste.
This plant deserves to be free.
It does.
And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that happens.
And so remember, everybody, what it's all about. It's about living your best life.